What it do, YouTube? KGB Kid back at it with another vid for y'all, and we finally have the Adidas Harden Vol.2 Performance Review. So how do I feel about the shoe overall? How does it compare to the Adidas Harden 1s? Is this in my sneaker rotation? About to find out right now. So, to start off with the Harden Volume 2s. As I said in my performance overview, first impressions out of the box is these are a bit heavier than the Harden Volume 1s. That being said, they feel a bit heavier, but they're nothing like wow heavy. And why? I already explained that a little bit. So with further ado, let's get into, move the laces out of the way. Let's start off with this outsole. So on the outsole, what you have is this fractal traction pattern. That's off the Adidas website. That's what they want to call it, the fractal traction pattern. Basically what this is an evolution of the Harden 1 traction pattern, which was based off of how Harden moves, when he's stepping back on these niggas, crossing over, and then, driving to the lane. They pressure map his feet, and then after that, they give him the traction that he needs. Now, I've seen reviews on it, and they said that this traction was inconsistent. They weren't getting bites. They were sliding and everywhere. Now, I don't know why, but personally for me, I didn't have those problems. As soon as I took these out of the box, day one, they were working nicely. Now, I don't know if that's because the course that I, play on are pretty well kept, but for me, at least, I didn't have any issues with the traction. Honestly, I'd have to give the traction a 9 out of 10. Yeah, the only negative thing that I have to say about the traction itself is that the pattern that they use is a Swiffer picker upper. This bitch will pick up dust. But then again, wiping for me comes pretty naturally. I think that it comes naturally for much ballers. I usually wipe with, sometimes I might have actually like perfect traction and I'll still wipe because it's just indebted into my mind and stuff to just wipe the outsole. Either way, for me, the traction worked. 9 out of 10 for the traction, and yeah, that's how I felt about it. So now let's move on to the cushioning. Now, obviously, the cushioning was, to me at least, the best part of the shoe. What this cushioning is a full-length boost midsole. As I've stated in my performance overview, this is 10% more boost than any other basketball shoe on the in the Adidas's lineup. Now, it's boost, but it's boost that's made for basketball. What does that mean is here at the front, it's stabilized. It's sort of caged a little bit, and what that does is that when you come back, to get that energy return, if you as soon as you jump and you come back down for your rebound, and then the boost kind of compresses. Having it stabilized and a little bit caged like this will help the boost be a little bit more, stabilized, so that it's not, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but the boost isn't going everywhere. It's gonna stay, and it's gonna keep its shape. So what that does is, no matter how much boost that you have, or in this case, the amount of boost that's inside the shoe, you're not losing responsiveness. Because even though the shoe sits higher up to the ground, it doesn't feel like that. You still feel low to the ground, you still feel responsive, and that's what I love about boost cushioning, because as a guard, what you want to do is close to the floor, so you can get those quick cuts and everything, but at the same time, as being a heavier guard, when I jump and all that the weight is coming down on my knees and shit, and that's not the best thing to do. But for some reason, it's for how it's made and how it's sculpted and everything, boost, what it does is it can give you the impact protection that you need, but at the same time have you feeling low to the ground. So honestly, in my opinion, boost is probably the best cushioning for heavier guards. See, you're a 6'6" guard, maybe 190, almost about 200. Boost would be the perfect cushioning setup. That's just in my opinion. So that's how I feel about cushioning. Cushioning, I give it 10 out of 10. It was awesome. It was soft, yet firm, responsive, yet impact protective. So that's for the cushioning. Now if we move on to the upper is separated into two parts. As I said in my last video, I didn't know what it was, but I had it up there. But now I know what it is. The beginning of the upper, starting from this sort of compression strap all the way down to your toes, is a forged fiber. Now, what is forged fiber? It's basically TPU strands strategically put together. Honestly, to me, what it kind of felt like a softer version of engineered mesh, to give a comparison to. What did it do exactly? How did it feel? It felt nice. I loved. Well, love is a strong word. Love is a strong word. I like the materials on the shoe. They did their job well, and I honestly feel that these are going to be durable. So I honestly feel like you could put these and wear these outside, because the way that they did it, the way that this forged fiber is constructed, it gives it a sort of sturdy feel, but at the same time gives it a lightweight feel, so that it's not exactly prime knit, but at the same time it's not a synthetic, so it's not really hard. It's still soft, and it gives you what am I saying? You can move around in it. It's also a bit stretchy, just saying. And then when you move on higher up, what you have is this. I said neoprene, I believe, in the overview. That was wrong. Of course, I get my shit wrong sometimes. It's actually a nylon. Basically up here is a nylon, and then after that you have an open mesh that goes all the way down to like the forged fiber. And how did I feel about the upper? It did what it's supposed to do. It kept my ankle, locked in at times. At times, because I don't know if other people felt this in their pairs. Probably it's my feet that are weird, or it's my shoe that's weird. I felt locked in my left foot, but in my right foot, sometimes I can feel my heel, coming up. And honestly, to that, I'm not sure. Honestly, I felt it at first, but then I started to feel it less and less. But I could still kind of feel it. Like, I wasn't 100% secure in my right foot, but on my left foot, I felt like my foot wasn't going anywhere. So I still find that kind of weird, but I think it's a common thing to happen in low tops, honestly. But still wasn't anything that would scare me, like it would scare me that I wouldn't wear the shoe another time, like because I was scared to get an ankle sprain or anything. No, it was just like I felt just a little less contained in my right foot than in my left foot. It's probably just me because I have weird ass feet. I already know my right foot is different than my left foot, so maybe that's why. And besides that, you have these wings, and what these wings do is they give like structure to this personalized lacing system. So just like in the Adidas Dame 3s, you have this personalized lacing system. Honestly, I want to say it's sort of a gimmick. It depends on your foot shape and how you would like them. But honestly, fresh out of the box, you lace these up. They actually should be good enough. And why they should be good enough moves me on to my next thing, is the fit. Now, the fit for these, as I stated inside my overview, I said that they fit kind of long, but they were still tight in the sides. Now, here's the weird thing about me. My foot is weird. What I've been doing since about a couple years now is I always go a half size up on basketball shoes because I'm a wide footer. But what I'm starting to realize is with these softer materials and how shoes are, I think I might be able to get away with going my true to size. So I might have been misleading y'all in the performance review about the fit, because honestly, when I put them on and then I felt there was dead space in here. Of course, I'm a person that likes dead space in my shoes. I don't like there to be I don't like have my shoes my toe to be like completely at the end of the shoe. I don't know, that kind of like annoys me a little bit. I feel like my foot is suffocating, but I felt like maybe there was too much dead space in the shoe. That being said, because of the containment and the support in the shoe itself, even though I probably went a half size up and I probably had more space than I should have, I still didn't have a problem on the performance side of the shoe. Then I would actually give that props to the support and the overall fit of the shoe that would accommodate for my foot, for me fucking up my size and everything. So what I want to get on with the fit is, honestly, I know you should go true to size, even wide footers. If you get this shoe, of course, try it on the store if you can, but go true to size. Honestly, I feel like you won't have a problem with it. I didn't, and sometimes I regret it because honestly, I'm starting to like more that that tight fit, that 1-to-1 fit with your shoe. And sometimes I'm not getting that with most of my shoes because I always go a half size up because I was always scared that they were too small when I'm ordering, because it's been a while since I've actually walked in the store and bought a hoop shoe. So yeah, I always get scared about that. But honestly, I'm starting to feel that shoes nowadays with technology like Prime Knit and things like that, going true to size, even though you're a wide footer, might work. Even though for these, definitely it will work. Go true to size. If you're a wide footer, if you're a normal footer, if you have super narrow feet, then I would really suggest going into the stores and trying them out. I don't have super narrow feet, but I've heard that if you do, you might want to get a half size down. Just saying. And then now, what I'd have to give the grading for it, for the size and basically the containment and the support, I'd have to give it a 8 out of 10. Now, a reason for that being, of course, maybe it's my foot, because I always felt more contained in my left than in my right, because like I had heel slippage and my heel was coming up, even though they do their most so that doesn't happen. You have your heel cup in the back, heel cup in the back to keep you locked in. You have pillows inside the shoe itself also to keep you locked in. It's a one booty construction, and honestly, I'm liking nowadays that we're going towards more one booty construction than an independent tongue, because one booty constructions, I think personally, they help you keep your foot locked in a lot more than a tongue. I might be speaking shit, I don't know. Who knows? But that's just how I personally feel. So for the fit, I'd have to give it an 8 out of 5. That's just strictly out of the fact that maybe my feet are weird and, you know, one size fitted better than the other. Besides that, my overall liking of the shoe, honestly, I'd have to give it a 9 out of 10. Would recommend, would wear again, would buy again, and I don't know. The reason why I don't know why I would buy these shoes again is because that's a personal thing. I don't like buying 2 pairs of a shoe that I already have, unless it's the situation of like the Currys or something like that, where there's a mid-top version and a low-top version. Just buying the same shoe twice on it kind of sounds like a waste of money to me. I don't care if the colorway is like fire, super hot fire, or anything. If it's not something that speaks to me directly, I don't really see the necessity in buying 2 pairs of the same shoe, unless of course it's like you're buying limited shoes and you want one to wear and one to keep, because the one that you're going to wear is starting to get messed up. But these are basketball shoes. If you wear them, they're bound to get messed up. They're bound to get dirty, or else you just ain't playing hard. You probably ain't playing at all. I ain't trying to diss nobody, but this is what I say. So honestly, Harden Vol.2s, I definitely like these more than the ones. I like them. They're my favorite basketball shoes right now in my rotation. I'm currently testing the Curry 4s, and honestly, it's not, I don't want to, you know, just a little preview. I can't wait to finish testing the Curry 4s so I can go back to balling in these. That's just how I feel about them. These, of course, so far, the Harden 1, Harden 2s, perfect shoes for me personally. I love them. So yeah, that's it for this performance review. This is my first performance review. Probably ran a little bit long, probably was all over the place, but you know, it happens. It's the first time for everything, right? Y'all remember y'all first time, right? But yeah, anyways, that's it for this shoe. Would recommend, 9 out of 10. Anyways, bars. Peace out. Kids be the kid signing out.
Whoa, what you know about the keys? What you know about the beats? What you know about the cops killing all these niggas, killing all these teens? Ay, what you know about this?